The aftermath of disasters often brings with it a variety of offensive odors. Are you prepared to tame the stench?
Hi, I'm Kylene.
And I'm Jonathan, and we are the Provident Preppers.
In this video, we are going to review how to control odors in the aftermath of disaster. You may not be able to control the offensive odors that blow your way, but you sure can control the way your family smells and the way your household contributes to the problem.
Disasters just stink. Quite literally. This video is based off of our post, which is Disasters Literally Stink, How to Tame the Stench.
So what are the most effective ways to control odors in the aftermath of a disaster? Now, there are some odors that you're not going to be able to control. This last year we had a wildfire in our area, and there was just no way to get away from that horrid smell. It even kept us awake at night because it was so bad. What we are talking about are ways to eliminate the odors that you have control over. The first one is your own personal body odors.
And of course, we encourage you to practice good hygiene. Brush your teeth, keep yourself as clean as possible. Hopefully you can shower or take a bath, but do whatever you can do to keep your body and your clothes clean.
Even if that means you can't take a regular shower, but you are using a washcloth or baby wipes or something to wipe yourself down and keep yourself as clean as possible. You want to wear clean clothing. When we talk about clean clothing in an emergency situation, we're not referring to stain-free clothing. We want it to be free of odors and germs and things that would make you smell or make you uncomfortable in wearing those. We have a great post called Crisis Laundry Management that goes over some good low water, no power ways to take care of your laundry in a disaster.
Obviously, we need to take care of human waste appropriately. In the post, Prepping for Basic Emergency Sanitation, we have a wealth of information about alternative toilets and other important things that you need to be aware of in order to manage human waste properly.
The important thing to know is that human waste is toxic. It is a toxic substance that has to be dealt with appropriately, or you spread germs and disease very readily. We want to make sure that we're managing the gray water for a few reasons. The first reason is to make sure that we are repurposing and reusing whatever water that we can in a situation where our water supply is limited. We're washing hands in this photo here. That water will be used in the first wash for washing clothes, or we can use it outside for watering plants, or all kinds of different purposes. You want to make sure that you treat the gray water as a valuable resource. But then you can't dump all that gray water in the same place because it will attract flies. So make sure wherever you're choosing to dump it, whether you're spreading it around in different places in your yard or you have one designated location that's far away that's not going to cause a problem where you are disposing of that gray water.
It's important that we separate our trash. If we have all the trash in together, then it's all toxic and it's all a problem. If we separate it out into things that can be burned, into things that can be buried, into things that can sit and just wait until trash removal is available again, then we substantially reduce the amount of trash and problem that we have.
So if you mix it all together, if you put wet garbage, like wet kitchen scraps, in with the other garbage, you create the perfect environment for all kinds of bacteria to grow and smell, and all that is contaminated and it becomes a real problem. Separate it out, not so much of a problem. You can handle each one of those. One of the most important things to know is that you need to eliminate the source of the smell. Whatever is causing that odor. This is a really cute picture, and just so that you're not all worried about it, this skunk has been descented. The photo is just a clever way of saying, if something stinks, take care of it. If the odor is coming from a flooded environment in your basement, what we need to do, we need to peel back those carpets so that they can dry, or take them out. If there's a dead animal, it needs to be taken and it needs to be buried. Whatever the source is needs to be eliminated. If you go to that post that this little video is based off of, Disasters Literally Stink, How to Tame the Stench, you'll find a recipe for a fantastic homemade cleaner that is a great disinfectant. And it takes these ingredients. It uses lemon juice, baking soda, vinegar, and a little bit of Dawn. And it just makes a wonderful cleaner. Baking soda is a fantastic disinfectant, but one of the things that it will do is it will actually remove the odors. If you have a place in the carpet, you can just sprinkle it on it, leave it there for 24 hours, vacuum it up, and that smell most of the time will be gone. It depends on how bad it is. You can also just set a bowl of it open in the room, and it will, just like it does in the refrigerator, it will just start to absorb those odors and make things smell better. You can do the same thing with vinegar, which is really interesting. Just pour a bowl of vinegar and leave it out in the room, and that vinegar will actually start to absorb the odors and make it smell better. Vinegar is a good disinfection, not quite as good as chlorine, and we'll talk about chlorine in a minute, but it is a really good disinfectant. So if you add that to your mop water or to your spray bottles, it will do a really good job of disinfecting. Now this is chlorine disinfection. Chlorine is a powerful disinfectant, and it should be your go-to disinfectant. You can purchase it in regular bottles of bleach like you see on the left, or you can purchase calcium hypochlorite, which is a whole nother conversation in and of itself. If you go to disinfecting water using calcium hypochlorite, you'll get some really good instructions on how to use the calcium hypochlorite and the ratios that you need to make a disinfectant. What I do is I take the powdered calcium hypochlorite or the granular calcium hypochlorite, and I actually put it into a bleach bottle. You can see I have that bleach bottle where I have it marked. At that bottom line there, I can put in 4 cups of water and 1 tablespoon of calcium hypochlorite. And what that does is it makes a fresh batch of chlorine bleach. And then I put this directly in my washing machine, or I can dilute it and I can sanitize dishes with it, or I can use it to clean bathrooms or countertops, whatever. But it is a really good disinfectant. In order for chlorine to work as a disinfectant, it does need contact time. You can't spray it and wipe it away. It needs to sit for a little while, and then you can wipe it away after it's done its job.
You can also purchase commercial disinfectants, including disinfecting wipes, disinfecting sprays, and other such things that will help you in this process.
And let's make it clear. The reason why you want to disinfect is because as the bacteria or fungus and algae, whatever, as they grow, they stink. So if you eliminate them, you have eliminated the source of the odor. There are commercial deodorizers available, such as Odoban and some different things that you might want to consider storing. You may want to consider storing some agricultural lime. It is really important that you get agricultural lime or agricultural limestone, calcium carbonate. We do not want to use hydrated lime or calcium oxide, which is commonly known as quicklime or burnt lime, because it is very caustic and it will burn. So there are 2 different kinds of lime. Make sure that you're purchasing the agricultural lime. But you can use this outside in an outhouse to eliminate smells. A lot of times people will put it actually in a crawl space underneath their house. So you get that musty smell, and lime does a great job of neutralizing that smell. But you could also put it on any surfaces outside where you're having a problem with odors.
Or maybe in a chicken coop or something like that.
Yeah. Similar to what you do with baking soda indoors. You can use agricultural lime outdoors to accomplish a similar purpose.
Masks provide a level of protection also for you. In some cases, you're just not going to be able to get away from the smell, so a good mask would be a good way to go. And some of these masks are specifically designed to help eliminate odor problems.
If you look in the show notes, we have some links to odor reduction masks that are specifically designed to reduce the odor. In the aftermath of disasters, the odor can be completely overwhelming. When you have dead bodies and floodwaters and all kinds of things, it just creates a situation where the smell is oppressive. So make sure that you're prepared. If you can't eliminate it in your environment, make sure that you're prepared to be able to tolerate it.
Here are some additional resources we hope you will look at. The Provident Prepper, Disasters Literally Stink, How to Tame the Stench, and also the Provident Prepper, Emergency Sanitation for Our Little Loved Ones.
And that's kind of a really fun post, because a lot of times we don't consider how different the sanitation needs are of small children from adults. And it's really important that we have the appropriate tools to make sure that they are taken care of in an emergency situation also.
So these are in our show notes. We hope that you will take a look. And thanks for being with us today.
It all comes down to basic principles and good sanitation. Proper sanitation in the aftermath of a disaster will not only reduce odors, but may save lives.
Make sure you and your family have a plan in place and the supplies you need to tame the stench. And now for the questions of the day. Have you ever experienced disaster-related stench? What ideas and solutions do you have that you can share with others? Comment below. And thanks for being part of the solution.